month. Every day I don't used to sleep well. But I'm finally here giving this talk. Okay, so my topic is on crafting rich documentation with Vuepress. And I just want to thank the organizers of this conference for the work they've done so far. I know they've put in a lot of work to make this happen. I was checking the Slack channel this morning and I saw someone wrote that he really appreciates the 1-year Egged subscription. I'm very sure everybody here got it, right? You didn't get it? Don't worry, you get it. Okay, quick one. Has anyone here ever had a task to complete that involves writing documentation? How do you feel about writing documentation? It's terrible, right? I know every developer favorite thing is not to write documentation. We just want to write code. That's true. Can I see the slides? Okay. Oh. So just a brief introduction about myself. My name is Gift Egwenu. I'm a software developer at Andela. I'm also an open source contributor at Oko Labs. Yeah, I also have a blog where I write technical articles, basically on front-end development. It's called giftegwenu.com. You should check that one out. And then on Twitter, you can find me at Laura Gifts. And on GitHub, I'm also at Laura Gift 21. Okay, so throughout the duration of my talk, I'm going to be taking you guys on a journey. Yeah? First, I'm going to talk about an overview of static sites, because Vuepress is actually a static site generator. I'm going to talk about an overview of static sites and static site generator, and then I'll move on to explain why documentation is actually important. And then lastly, I'll give a brief introduction on Vuepress. All right, so what's a static site? I'm very sure most of us already know what a static site is. But a static site is basically your static content with HTML and CSS. There is no server-side rendering. There is no database. It's basically the opposite of what a dynamic site is, yeah? So what is now a static site generator? So a static site generator, a new hybrid approach to web development that allows you to build a powerful website locally on your computer, but produce the site into static files for deployment. So we have so many examples of, I'll be going to that, but we have so many examples of static site generators, and Vuepress is one of them. Okay, so hope I'm not too fast. Perfect, okay. So this Google Trends map, it shows the interest of static site generator over the last couple of years. You can see from 2004, the number of users, of people were not actually using static site generators, yeah? But you can see how the increase has actually been really awesome. Like this is 2018 and we have over 400 static site generators. Yeah, and that's really cool. It's actually very easy to use. It's not like you're learning Laravel or you're learning Angular. Okay, so, okay, I'm going to be sharing some quick, I used to call it sick pics. Sick pics is basically awesome things, yeah? I'm going to be sharing some sick pics over the duration of this talk, and one of them is staticgen.com. So staticgen.com is basically a directory of all, it's a website that lists all the static site generators we have, yeah? I mean, we have more than 400. If I start mentioning them one by one, we'll not leave this place. So I'm just going to give like 4 examples and then move on. But you can check this website if you want to know more. So one example is Hugo. So Hugo is a static site generator and it was built with the Go programming language. And then we have Gatsby. So Gatsby is also a static site generator. It was built with React. Yesterday, William talked about Gatsby. Yeah. All people came yesterday. Okay, yesterday, William did a great tour of what's involved with working with Gatsby, but today I will be talking about Vuepress. And then lastly, another example is Vuepress. So Vuepress was built with Vue. All right. So now, what are the benefits of actually using static site generators? because I've hyped it enough. What are the benefits? One of the benefits is its performance. So your static sites are really blazing fast. It is really, really fast. Just to give my own experience, I built my blog with Hugo. And when I'm building it, like when I'm running it, it takes less than 2 seconds to build. 2 seconds is even too fast. It's even too slow, sorry. So its static site generators are really blazing fast. Another cool fact is a static site takes 10 times faster to load than a dynamic site. So you can see why you should use static sites. Then another benefit is because it's secure. So because there is no server-side rendering, or it does not involve any server-side language like PHP and the rest, there is no database too. So it's very difficult for you to say someone wants to hack your static site. It does not happen. So it is very, very secure. Then another benefit is it's easy to deploy. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I love using static sites. How many people have experienced the problem with Heroku? Please let me see your hands. I mean, Heroku is difficult to use. If you want to deploy your site, you can cry. But with static site generators, it is actually it's a breeze. To deploy your site is a breeze. You can use, there are some services you could actually use. You can use GitHub pages. You can also use Netlify. So I use Netlify, and I really love Netlify because Netlify is a service for hosting your static web pages. Yeah? So Netlify is very easy to use. And then the last benefit is it's because it's SEO friendly. So many search engines might want to, if you are building your site as a static site, with a static site generator, it is easy for every search engine to crawl your page to get information. You know what SEO means, right? Okay, so that's one of the benefits. Okay. What are the limitations of using static site? Because you can't use static site generators to build everything. You can't use static site generators to build Facebook. You can't use it to build social media, so you can't do that. What are the limitations of using static site generators? Yeah, what are the gotchas? Sorry. There is no server. Yeah, there is no server, and there is no complex functionality. So you can't actually do this because from the name, you already know it is static, yeah? But I'm here to surprise you with Jamstack. So with Jamstack, you could actually do these things. So what does Jamstack mean? The Jamstack is basically JavaScript, API, and markup. So the Jam there is what is JavaScript, API, and markup. Then it's a stack. You get what I mean? So you will now be this guy when you find out about these things I'm about to tell you. So these are, why is it not showing? Okay. So these are some services that you could actually integrate into your static site generator that will make it awesome. I can't explain everything, but I'll just explain two. So one of it is Cloudinary. So Cloudinary helps you with image management, yeah? So if you're building a static site generator and you need to handle videos, images, and the rest, you really don't need to be worried about optimizing them. You can do that with Cloudinary's API. Then you have Auth0. So with your static site, you might be thinking, how do I integrate login and sign up? How do I do this? I can't do that if I'm not using PHP or JavaScript or the rest. But with Jamstack, you can actually integrate Auth0's API into your static site. That's cool, right? Okay. So you now see that the possibilities are endless. Things you could actually do with static site generator is endless, like the dog that is running on that stuff. Okay, so next I'll be talking about why documentation is actually important, because my topic is crafting rich documentation with Vuepress. So why is documentation important? So please, I want you people to look at this image very well. If they say you should write documentation, right, what comes to your mind? Is it that you say someone else should do it, as you can see there, or you put it as a to-do that you will never do, or coming soon? So people actually hate, right? Like, I don't like writing documentation. English language is hard. Okay, so I just want to give a fictional story. So you all can relate to what this particular slide is talking about. So this is a brief story. So there's a guy named Ayo. I'm sorry if there's any Ayo in the house. There's a guy named Ayo. Ayo is a senior engineer at a tech company. He has been working with this company for 4 years, building products for this company. He's actually a very good engineer, fine. But during this period, Ayo never wrote documentation for each of these products he was working on. So now Ayo wants to leave this company to work at Facebook. Yeah? Sorry. So what's the problem now? Ayo cannot leave this company to another company with the product he has built because he's the only one that understands the code and everything. The manager might not understand because there is no documentation to fall back to that, okay, this is what he built. Even the Ayo himself, if you ask him, what is this code doing? Something he wrote 2014, he won't be able to remember. People might say, okay, he commented his code. He commented his code, but if you want to explain those code practices to somebody that is not technical, it's going to be very difficult. But once you have a documentation, it's easy for them to like go back to it and understand what's happening. I hope you get that story. So what are the benefits of documentation? What are the benefits of documentation? One, it helps keep the team informed. So if you're working on a large team, say you have managers, software developers, testers, and the rest, it's not everybody that will understand the code you're writing. But once you have documentation, it's even easy for an HR person to come and see, okay, this is what this product is actually doing. Because it's written in normal English language, you get. So it helps to keep the whole team informed about the particular product you're building. Then another benefit of actually writing documentation, I think Prosper said something about this one, is maintaining open source software. So you want to build an open source software and you're not even thinking of writing documentation. Who do you want to actually use it? I mean, nobody is going to use your product if you don't have documentation. Even if it's normal README in your GitHub, you need to have something for people to understand that, okay, fine, this is, take for instance, this is Snipcat, and this is what Snipcat does. And I can actually refer to that documentation if I want to integrate their API in my product. You get? Then another benefit of documentation is for onboarding new team members. If you are going to be employing new developers into your team periodically, say 3 months, every 3 months you're employing people into your team, you don't want a senior engineer to come and sit down with those developers and be telling them, okay, this is what this line of code is doing. It's not possible. So once you have documentation, it's easy for you to refer them to that documentation and say, okay, fine, this is what we built since last year, and this is the product you are currently using. So please just go through this documentation to see how it works. Yeah? So that's one of the benefits. And then lastly, it helps, okay, better opportunities for the team to remember things. I've already said this. It's very hard as developers for us to remember things we've done in the past. Hope I'm speaking for everybody. If you check code you wrote 8 years ago, I'm pretty sure you will not remember most of it. It's true, actually, it's true. You might not remember, but if you have documentation, yeah, it will be easy for you to remember. Okay, now I'm introducing Vuepress. So what is Vuepress? Is one of the solutions to this problem of writing documentation. So Vuepress is basically a Vue-powered static site generator. Yeah, it was built with Vue. So the building blocks of Vue. The building blocks of Vue is. Sorry, the building blocks of Vuepress is actually consists of these 3 things: Vue, Vue router, and Webpack. How many of us here knows about Vue or we've used Vue before? Can I see your hands? Few hands. Please, if you know about Vuepress, let me see your hands too. Only 1 person, 2 people. Wow, okay. All right, so Vuepress, please, after this talk, people should check Vuepress out. It is really, really amazing. Yeah. Okay, Vue comes bundled with Vue, Vue Router, and Webpack. It also acts as a single-page application, and it comes with Webpack that helps you with auto reloading. So if you're writing content, you really don't need to go back, refresh, go back, refresh. It has auto reloading enabled. So why should you love Vuepress? Why should you love Vuepress? One of the reasons why you should love Vuepress is because it's simple to use. Simplicity first is their motto. It is very easy to use. I mean, the getting started guide, you even see it written in the documentation. Getting started is as easy as 1, 2, 3. They wrote it there. So it's easy to get started. Even if you have, you don't have so much knowledge about Vue, I'm very sure you can get started. You can use it. Then fast performance. I mean, every static site generator is blazing fast. Vuepress is really, really fast if you are building your documentation with it. And then it has automatic service worker. So if you want to build a documentation that at the end of the day, you also want it to be a PWA, you can actually do that with just a single line of code. Just a single line of code. So you can integrate automatic service worker, and then it also has multiple language support. One thing you should have in mind is when you are building documentation, I don't know because of we are in Nigeria, but if you are building a product that everybody in this country should use, you should have different language. I think they call it internationalization. Yeah. Something like that. So you should have this in mind. You should have it in mind to have multiple language supports like English language, Chinese, and the rest. So Vuepress helps you do this easily. And then lastly, another reason why you should love Vuepress is because it has Google Analytics out of the box. Integrating Google Analytics into your site is actually easy. You also just need just one line of code, and that's it. All right. So Vuepress comes with a default theme, and this default theme is basically used for documentation. I'm not saying you can't actually build a blog with Vuepress, yeah? But the idea behind it, the reason why Evan New, the creator of Vue, built Vuepress was so that they can actually use it for writing Vue's documentation, yeah? So it comes with, why is it not moving? Sorry. It's not moving. Sorry. Please, I've changed it. Okay, let me just go through it. So Vue comes with a default theme, and this default theme is basically for documentation, right? So one of the configurations you could add, okay. So yeah, so you can actually add different configuration if you want to. So they have one configuration for navbar. Navbar is just, everybody know what a navbar is, right? If you want to add a navbar, this is like the code you need. You just need to have like a folder called .vuepress, and inside that folder you have a config.js file. And within that config.js file, that's where you'll be putting all the configurations you need for your Vuepress site. And also another default theme configuration you could actually use is a custom Argolia search. Do we know what Argolia is? Okay. Yeah. So you can actually integrate that in. Sorry. So you can actually integrate that into your Vuepress. I mean, there are so many you could integrate, but this, I can only talk about this 2 here. So please check out Vuepress website. Okay. So my slide is not working again. I don't know. What's the next one? Okay, let me just continue. So, the next slide is supposed to be some examples of some projects that are already using Vuepress in production. And I think, so Vue has like an ecosystem here. So within that ecosystem, they have several projects. You have Vue, you have Next, you have Vue, you have Next, you have Vue Router, you have Vue Loader, you have Vuex, you have Vue CLI. So all these projects are actually using Vuepress in production already. Like initially they were using Gitbooks. So Gitbooks is also used for documentation, but now they've migrated all their internal documentation to use Vuepress. And also Laravel is also using Vuepress for their new product. It's called Laravel Nova. So they're also using Vuepress. So you too should use Vuepress for your own documentation. So I'm just going to go through a quick demo of how to get started with Vuepress. Okay, to get started with Vuepress, all you just need to do is install Vuepress globally. And it's preferably if you use yarn over npm. That's so fast. Once you install Vuepress globally, all you need to do is, once you install Vuepress globally, all you just need to do is add a README file within that folder. So if you create a folder, for instance, called concatenate demo, inside that folder, after installing Vuepress globally, you just add a simple README file. Within that README file, you can actually add any content, like I added, hey, just trying. And automatically, after doing that, you already have, I mean, those are the two configurations you just need to get like a plain working page. Install Vuepress globally and add a README file. And once you run the command, so you run your command with Vuepress dev, Vuepress dev. Then after running Vuepress dev, I think it does some Webpack thing, and then it brings up your page. So with this example now, I'll just have a plain page with, hey, just trying. I know it's difficult for me to be explaining code with my mouth, yeah? Next video. Okay, so this is just a sample README of, so I have different markdown contents within that folder. And then, like I explained earlier, for configurations, you need like a Vuepress folder. Within that Vuepress folder, you need to have a config.js file. So that's where all the configurations you need for your Vuepress website is located. You can have like navbar, sidebar, Agulia custom search, and the rest. With just that, when you run your Vuepress dev, automatically you have a Vuepress site ready. And if you want to, you can also, okay, the default theme that comes with Vuepress is green, but if you want to change the colors, you can add a override or style file. You can add a override or style file with the custom colors you want. So now I'm trying to run the Yandocs dev. And there you have it. So this page is just basically a README file. I added some configurations. There you have navbar. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and you can also see a custom sidebar too. So all what I just did here is I added a README file, and within the .vuepress/config.js file, that's where I have all the configurations for this website. Yeah. Okay, for deploying.
Don't worry, your time is up.
So to deploy your Vuepress site is actually very easy also. It's also very easy to deploy. I mean, you have services like okay, for deployment, it's really very easy for you to deploy your Vuepress site. After you already have your content ready, all you just need to do is add this simple script. So the docs dev is to build for deployment, yeah? And then docs build is to build for production. Once you have that, once you build for production, automatically you have a dict folder with all the files minified for you. And some services you could actually use for deployment. You can use GitHub Pages, which is very easy to use. You can also use Netlify, Surge, you can use Now, and you can also use Firebase for deployment. Okay, so you can check out the demo and also the repo for this project here on this slide, on these links. And then some resources to help you increase your knowledge on static sites. And then please check out the slides on this link. Thank you very much.